Hey there guys, Shadow here, and welcome back to Transport Fever. So, in today's episode, I would like to try and shoot for getting Houston hooked up to our main Cleveland terminal. I've already kind of started the process a little bit. We also just unlocked, where's notification? Sure there's a notification bar somewhere you could like look at, but anyhow, I'll find it here in a minute. We just unlocked this bad boy here, the American Horse Cart, which is has a little bit more capacity and is a little faster. Not a whole lot faster, but a little bit. So that's gonna help us with our little industry over here. We could carry more food out at once, stuff like that. So let's actually see how much, because right now all of our lines are doing pretty well. We're all in the positive, but we could definitely be making more money here. So let's look at this bad boy here. Let's go to replacement, because these are all about 10 years. And we'll have that. Let's just have them set to automatic. And then say I wanted to replace these now. Actually, you know, it might be easier just to do the vehicle replacement itself. Force vehicle rates on the next stop. You never know. We'll figure that out. Actually, I was trying to figure that out. And then we're gonna do the same thing for these bad boys, but this will be all food. And we could do that now. Actually, let's see. Let's lower that to 2 minutes maximum wait time. Actually, let's lower that to 1 minute. And what would it cost to replace these bad boys now? So there are 12 vehicles to be replaced. The purchase cost exceeds the sales profit. You have to pay. Maybe we'll wait on that. What about you bad boys? How much would it cost to replace all you guys? So we'll wait. We'll wait on that. And we'll replace those as we go. But for right now, I'd like to get Houston hooked up to our main transportation line. Alright guys, so as you can see, we finally got the track set up. Took me a little bit longer than I wanted. There's a lot of hills here, so I'm sure as you can tell, there's not a perfect smooth transition in some areas, but especially through here, like coming down off the hill, there's kind of a little bit of a mess there, but the line is at least up, which is the big thing. And we can get a train going from Cleveland to Houston now, and then sooner or later, once I have more money and possibly better trains to traverse this, because I mean traversing this is gonna be terrible, but once we have some better trains and whatnot, we can actually sit here and get a second track platform on this. And I don't know when you can, I know sooner or later in the game, like I could have like 3 tracks or like 4. I know there's ways to make it so essentially like these two, like this one would be a platform, this one would be a platform, but then the 2 middle tracks would be transit lines. So I don't know how you actually can get that set up. I don't think. Yeah, right now there's no option for transit tracks. I know later on in the game there is though, which means more or less the train would never stop at the station. It would just keep going down the line, and we could probably hook up Houston to Bakersfield all in one run. But for now, we have that track set up. I could essentially have this train here, like, reroute it to start at Bakersfield, then go to Cleveland, then Cleveland to Houston, and then, like, redo it to Houston to Cleveland to Bakersfield. So it'd go one way and then it'd come back the other way. But for right now, cheaper-wise, because to get another train and to get another, like, to pretty much cut and paste this train line, we would need the General, which is 300 itself. Then every cargo wagon's also 300, so 3, 6, 12. Yeah, we're talking, I need like 2-3 grand. Well, technically that is grand, but you guys get what I mean. We need more money. That's the point of trying to make, is we need a lot more money before we can start pumping out to Houston. So we're gonna let this run for a little bit, try and get some more money. We are getting more passengers finally in Cleveland, so it's not making great money, but it is making money at least. Food and whatnot still trying to figure itself out. I'm going to start slowly replacing the cars with the higher tiered versions, and hopefully we'll get a new train or something in between all this while I'm waiting for more money. Alright guys, so we're back. We're still waiting on money, but we now have a stagecoach and a new passenger car, which, let's look at the passenger car here. So we have the regular passenger car that holds up to 14, and then we have this one here that holds 16. So this one can hold 2 more passengers, has a longer lifespan, but obviously the running cost is more, but it has a higher top speed, which is 50 miles per hour. I also forgot we got the Baldwin at some point during the last game. So we also have the Baldwin, which is a lot of money, but obviously runs a lot faster. So, and the other thing we got is the stagecoach, which that's still a regular horse wagon. Yeah, horse wagon. And now the stagecoach, which holds up to 5 people, and also goes a little bit faster, not a whole lot. But we'll upgrade our actual Bakersfield line. Is about the only line that's making actual money. So we're gonna do the stagecoach as the replacement. Cost us 92, but I think in the long run it'll be worth it. So we'll upgrade Bakersfield to some actual stagecoaches. Which the cool thing is like when this guy actually stops, if we kind of follow him around, he'll automatically upgrade now next time they go to a stop, which I think is kind of cool. They don't have to like go to the station anymore to upgrade. See, there you go, instantly turned into a stagecoach. So they'll go a little bit faster, which, given that people stop walking in the middle of the road, so a little bit faster helps us out. Means more people would be willing to ride it, and they obviously drop off faster. We should see that. I think that was about 60-ish. It's now down to 59 seconds with that. We could do the same thing here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 in Bakersfield. Cleveland train station doesn't have enough. It's going up a little bit, but 80 seconds at the Cleveland train station. So if we do the vehicle replacement here as well, and we do the replace now, that's going to be 62,000 just because of the way the profit is there. Well, we should see that 80 seconds drop over time once they start upgrading to the stagecoach variety. The reason that went up by 1 second doesn't make too much sense. That's dropped to 55. And I don't know if the stagecoaches charge more. Details. Value, run cost per year. I don't think that actually changes anything. Ticket pricing 583. And then we go to Bakersfield, and we go to vehicles. It's 583 ticket pricing per going here. But as you can see, that obviously dropped the time a little bit from 80 to 77, 76 as they spread out more. That's down to 53. So essentially, we should start making more money off of that with them going a little bit faster. We're getting obviously up to 500K here. I'm going to end up replacing a lot of the cars down here and try to get more food out, because right now food is actually doing decent. It's at 46, so we can actually we'll just slam on the replacement here. I've already replaced a few, and I don't want to replace all the vehicles though. Let's see here. We'll just do it like this. Details, replace now, yes. Let's see, this one still needs a replacement. This one needs a replacement. So you can you can replace these guys individually as well. Because essentially what would have happened was it would have sat there and charged me for all of them, when I don't want to replace all of them because some of them have already been replaced. And then we got food 12. Well, I think that's all of them. Tell just by looking at the icon here. Nope, that's all of them. And that will speed up the time of which food is delivered to the city, which is obviously going to be good for us. And then let's see. Now these guys, I need the food to farm. It looks like a few of the wagons got messed up on what they're supposed to be carrying. They decided to replace themselves with nothing but cattle, which isn't what I wanted. So, yeah. Yeah, see this, like these guys got. I could send them to a depot and fix them, more or less. Yeah, we'll have to send these guys to the depot to get them fixed. Right now, that means cows will still be kind of. I think that's all. Alright, so all the cow wagons are still getting the actual correct thing. So it's just those guys there that need to be fixed. We'll fix those guys, we'll come back, and hopefully we'll have more money. Bakersfield obviously has increased the amount of money. The train has a good amount of income as well. Might even replace the general with the, what was it, the Baldwin? General Express has reached its lifetime shipments. Alright, so that's not what I want to do. Might get the Baldwin, replace that out with the Baldwin. Can't believe the General's already at its lifespan. I don't think it's been that many years, or maybe some of the cars. And those details. Age 25. Now, is that just the train, or is that some of the cars? So I don't think I've had the General for 25 years. Yeah, I think some of the cars maybe. I don't know. I'll have to take the General, put it in the shop, and see what's up there. Let's get these guys fixed. Alright guys, so I have the General Express in the workshop now, and I ended up selling all the train cars, and when you go to details now, the train itself is actually only 12 years old, which the maximum is 30 years. So the train itself actually was still good, which I knew for a fact the General, there's no way the General had aged that rapidly. So the train itself is now 12 years old. It was just the cars that were bad that had been, so we're going to reline the cars up. We're actually probably going to even get an additional car because there was what, 4 on there. We'll do an additional car. So watch our money here. And no, we're actually only going to be able to get 4 cars again. But the General still has, it's got like another 15 years of life in it. But this will reduce our run cost, and I'm going to go over the run cost here in a minute because, let me set this bad boy to Cleveland to Bakersfield and then hit play. As you can see, the run cost has significantly changed how much money we're making. This bad boy's not making a whole lot. The train's going to start making more money. Cleveland train station's still all derpy. But the food, as you can see, the food has, on top of the increased speed, obviously, and, you know, being able to carry more, these guys might cost a little bit more, but every year the running cost goes up the older they get. So try and keep your vehicles semi-new. I mean, back on Train Fever, there was an achievement for having one of every vehicle from the beginning of the game to the latest vehicles you could get. It was like museum collection, and they all had to be on a running line as well. I can't remember if it was just ground vehicles or if it had to be all trains as well. I think it may have been just ground vehicles. But yeah, as you can see, the General's still good. Its run cost now is only $243 a year. Its value is 1.21 mil. But it should now also... Oh, the weight actually goes up when people get in it, which would make more sense, obviously. But now it should bring in more money, essentially, because the cars were costing a lot to keep up because they were so old. But alright. We're doing good so far. We obviously now we need more money. The trains kind of sucked all the money that we did have, which just goes to show you it's not cheap running trains. It's cheap running the ground vehicles. I was really hoping to get a train Houston this episode, but it's going to take me a little bit longer. It's going to take me more time just because of how expensive the trains and whatnot are. We might even have to look into some sort of cheaper ground transport this episode of maybe getting food out to Anchorage. I don't know. We'll figure something out here to try and get more money. Alright guys, so we are still working on the Houston line to Cleveland. I got 1.80 mil, but I just got some new stuff. Now I do not have a docking yard to see what that new boat looks like, but I do have the train station, so I can look at the Mongol. Holy crap, that is expensive. But it goes 47 miles per hour compared to 28. Oh my god. See, I would love to be able to get this train, or even the Baldwin, the upgrade, like the Baldwin Class 56. But we still don't have enough money. We're at 1885 year-wise, so 5 more years will be at 1890, which I know a decent amount of stuff starts popping up. My stations have been going on absolutely absurd, though, between Bakersfield and Cleveland. I mean, we're not even doing full loads anymore, and we have, oh my god, this thing struggles. Well, it's doing 23 miles per hour, actually, but we have the money now to where I can at least get a second General and a few cars. I did the math, and let me tab out for a quick second and recheck here. Let's go to history. So, by my math, I could get another General and at least 2 cars, and that's about $1 mil. So, I mean, technically, I could get a General and 3 cars, but we're gonna play it safe because obviously it's gonna take time for the line to recognize that there's another train. So we're gonna buy a second General. We're gonna call this one what was the first? The first one was called like the General Express. We'll rename this one and call it. Let's pause the game so we're not wasting money. Indians Express. Oh, oops. Let's get off the bulldozer and go to the name. I don't even know if that's technically even remotely correct. I'm getting kind of tired at this point. But alright, we have the Indians Express, and we're going to we'll get 3 cars. It's going to take some time for the Cleveland to Houston line to start picking up, but well, obviously it's going to take a minute for that train line to pick up anyway, so we'll just let the train sit there for right now. I added a signal here, so it'll wait. And hopefully by the time it gets done waiting, some people will want to go to Houston. Anything I could probably send to depot, because we're gonna get money from that train right there. I'm just gonna slap a 4th car on it. Yeah. Slap a 4th car on it. It's now exactly the same as the other General. And boom, there we go. And we finally have a second train line going. Took me a while, and it's been kind of a pain getting to this point of the game, but we are finally there. We do have a second train going. Now obviously this line's a little bit slower. It's going to take obviously more time and money. I need to still set up the stagecoach to where people will get dropped off at the train station, or relatively close to it, so we're going to just do that now. And as you can see, this train actually right here, this is the, I made the station smaller. Let me pause the game. The station is only sitting at 80-meter platform, which just barely fits the General plus the 4 cars. So we might need to extend this if we get a bigger train, but for right now it will work. And obviously this train's not going. Wonder if I can actually reverse it. No. Alright, so it's right now it's having the pathing problem of it sees the other train coming down the line, so it's freaking out of like not being able to go anywhere, which we can just solve this by, technically sooner or later when I have spare money I'll solve it by making actual second lane for it to go through. But right now we'll solve it like that. So this train should start going. Yep. That will give us some time to get the let's see, Houston to train station. And we'll get our dark green here. And just do a circle like we normally do. Alright, that's set up. And I'm probably only going to get like, there we go. Oh, hit an extra key there while typing. Boom. Alright, there we go. So once again, obviously this is all going to take some money. Try shipping more items. So right now we're we're not shipping enough food, so that's kind of why that alert button's going off up there. Now I'm hoping that because this one should hit the station first and be able to load and whatnot, it's just not gonna sit there. Oh, okay, cool. I was hoping it wasn't gonna sit there and wait for this one to come all the way there, because that one's gonna take forever. Okay, people going to. We got one person going to Houston. Houston line hasn't really picked up yet. It's not. More people should actually be going to Cleveland than anything else. And obviously, I don't expect this to make money right off the bat with only 4 stagecoaches. This is obviously a bigger city than Cleveland, though, so we might need more than 4 at some point. But we do have the double train line, at least. I'm happy to get that double train line finally. Took me a while, took me a decent bit, but we did finally do it. As you can see, they're both stopping now. This train line's not making any money right now, which we're gonna have to keep compensating for. But yeah, 1 passenger for that whole train ain't gonna do nothing. It's not until this train line starts to pick up that we're gonna see any real effect of this. Now, according to this, the population is growing right now, so that's good. How about Cleveland? Cleveland's got jobs, more jobs growing right now, which is good. And I don't know what Bakersfield isn't growing. It's not doing anything right now. The pop's not going up. And I don't think this has anything going on. No, this just has the food's like real good here for shopping because of our food. Now I was debating getting a line down here. I was debating actually just taking this road, driving it down the hill, hooking it up to the rock, and then boom, there you go. We have a closer, because going all the way down here and around and then back up would take a lot longer than just connecting a dirt road. But we're gonna have to wait until we get more money again, because right now money is a problem. And our Cleveland to Bakersfield line, pretty much between Cleveland and Bakersfield, there's so many people now that they're not actually all fitting on one train. So I'm debating whether or not having to upgrade the actual General Express and getting that bigger Baldwin, which would obviously increase how fast the train goes and yada yada. More people would want to go to that line. Because right now it's still making money. Yeah, there you go. But I mean, it is full every time. I want the train, not the person. Yeah. Hey, we got 5 people waiting at least to go to Houston. So we got a little bit of positive going on here. Like I said, this is gonna take a while for any sort of people to start noticing the line. I mean, you guys saw how long it took Bakersfield to Cleveland to actually start making money and being a good source of income. That's the problem when you open a new train line. People are like hesitant of it at first. Yeah, we really gotta do something with food. Food is I legitimately think the way I should end this episode is I should start getting some stuff to Anchorage. So once I have that hooked up, we'll be back here with that. Alright guys, so we now officially have Anchorage covered with food as well. Say at least this was a huge problem. Like, doing this bit wasn't too bad, but then when you hit here, oh man, like I had to use a terrain tool to like raise this up and then level it back out, because what was happening, and I probably can recreate it just by doing this. No, you're not gonna. That right there. That's what it was trying to get me to do. It was trying to get me to build a bridge to go down the hill. And I was like, just nope. Just nope. It cost so much cheaper just to raise. Like, I literally kept like blotting the raise tool. Like, blot it here, 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 here. Just like go down. Then even it out a little bit. And then I finally got the road to where it's not so bad. Now, going back up the road, obviously that's a pretty hard climb, so they're only able to go like 16 miles or 6 miles per hour up this steep hill. But at least they are, you know, essentially able to get up it without going like 1 mile per hour or something stupid. But we have a lot of food coming in now. The problem is we need more. I need to increase the farm side of things. I need to start exporting more wheat and cows over to the refinery or to the processing plant, because now they're running out of stored goods, and yeah, we're having some small problems there with food. But on the plus side of things, all my lines are making money. Cleveland and Bakerfield is still my biggest money maker. Houston is actually starting to get some money here finally. Then Few to Anchorage is my second highest, or my third highest, because of just the distance they have to travel. If I would have had to make them go all the way around and then Anchorage, that would have been bringing in a lot of money, but I wanted a shorter travel time. So we're getting 106K off of that right now. And then food to carry is still on the higher side. Farm to food will increase once I get that number down to about 60-ish, which means I need more cars. It's only, you gotta remember, there's only 4 grain cars and 4 cow cars. And then the cheaper end of things is just the intercity transport. But everything is positive. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to end it for this episode. At least we got a few more things done. We got Anchorage hooked up to food. We did get the main goal of getting Houston hooked up to Cleveland. And I think we're doing good so far. Yeah, look at that, man. 52 people want to go to Houston already. So yeah, we definitely got money makers now. We just got to wait for some more cash and probably get a Baldwin or something next episode. But all right, guys, it's been fun. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.